It happened again. A game got hacked and a developer shows their true colors. This time, Titanfall 2. Hi, welcome to Zgadgetreview. A few days ago, I made a video about Apex Legends, a respawn free-to-play game that was hacked by the Titanfall community, claiming and saying that Titanfall was broken and unplayable and that Respawn wasn't doing anything to fix it. The reason why they did an attack on Apex Legends is because Apex Legends is a wildly successful game. At this point, sits at over $1 billion in earnings. So it's a powerhouse of a game. We can agree on that. To do a quick recap, Titanfall is a multiplayer only game that is available on PC. It came out originally exclusively for the Xbox One, and the only way to play it is online with other people. Otherwise, you're stuck playing with bots. After the attack happened, their social media manager took to Twitter to complain about him having to go to work on his day off. Ryan K. Rigney, I don't know if you say that's how you say the name, but that's how I'm going to say it. This is what he came up with on Twitter when he had to go work on a holiday. Nobody wants to hear devs complain when DDoS attacks are still a problem we haven't solved. But this article is right. You're right, Ryan. No one wants to hear you complain because guess what? That's your job. I was holding my newborn nephew when I found out about the Apex hack. Had to hand him back, go to work, and miss out on a day with family. Poor guy. Did you hear that? He has a job that pays him very well, by the way, a problem that they haven't solved, admittedly, by him. And because they didn't solve the problem, they had to go into work to fix what had been broken because they didn't do their job to fix the problem to begin with. Yes, no one wants to hear you complain. And if no one wants to hear you complain, then don't freaking complain. Don't say anything. Just keep it to yourself. Like a lot of people who have to work on a holiday or a weekend, when they don't want to go to work on that day and they have to, we don't see their tweets complaining that they had to go to work and miss a day with family. And there is a whole point to this because the problem still persists and it actually has expanded. This is something he also wrote on that day. Also, Sunday's attack was tied to an awareness campaign that we've already publicly acknowledged weeks ago. There's a Twitter link, and earlier there's a Twitter link. The problem's not awareness. It's that DDoSing in particular is just a hard problem to solve. Really hard. Okay, but it's not impossible because you know how many companies get DDoSed? How many times has Xbox Live been DDoSed? And they have been able to fix it and bring it back up. The problem with Titanfall right now is that you never put any measures in place to avoid that from happening. And once you got into Apex Legends, you just didn't care about the game anymore because you were making your money somewhere else. Screw everybody else who purchased the game. Screw everybody else who has bought the game recently because the game is on sale right now on Steam. So screw everybody. As long as we can continue collecting whatever amount of money we collect from the sales, we're good. And at the end of the day, you know what? Titanfall can go to hell because we have Apex Legends and that's making us tons of money. And proof of that is what just happened last weekend. Titanfall 2, yes, the sequel to the first Titanfall, a game that reviewed really, really well, a game that made up for whatever failures they had on Titanfall. Titanfall 2 was a really good game, a celebrated game with an engaging single-player campaign and also really compelling multiplayer. But again, because of Apex Legends, they don't care about the other games anymore because why are we going to put any money, time, or effort into those games when we have this other shiny thing here that's making us money? So yes, Titanfall 2 was hacked, it's broken, people cannot get into games to play the multiplayer portion of Titanfall 2, which again, if you buy a game as a package of online and single player, you expect that the whole package is going to work. It only makes sense. When you buy a car, you don't expect that the front wheels will spin and the back wheels will just be stuck, right? You expect the whole thing to run at the same time. Same thing with a game. And they show how much they care about their players, about their community, by how they're handling this latest situation. This comes from Game Informer. You're not abandoned, Garza told community members. He ventured on to confirm that security fixes are in the works, but that he can't reveal detailed plans because now is a different type of game with these people who DDoS and stuff like that and blacklist and things like that. So we can't telegraph our moves. We can't say what we're doing. All I can say is we're working on it. You read that and you're like, great. They're on it. They're going to fix this game. Finally, Respawn listened to the community and they're going to take care of their games just as much as they're taking care of Apex Legends. No. They don't give a shit. This is exactly how you know that they don't. We only have 1 or 2 people on it because everyone else is on Apex. This is exactly what I am talking about, what I've been talking about in these kind of videos for a while now, is that these companies don't care, right? And I mean, it's not a surprise. It should not be a surprise to you or to me or anybody else. You made the game. You sold the game. You're still selling the game today. That game, you can buy Titanfall 2 right now, but we are only going to have 1 or 2 people trying to fix the problem? Are you kidding me? Then how come you just don't pull the game from your store? So people who have no clue of what's happening with the game right now don't buy a broken game that they're only going to get half of. Wouldn't that make sense? You put a notice in your store and say, hey, Titanfall 2 right now is broken. Multiplayer does not work across all platforms. Because I'm going to read your tweet in a minute that says that the game is just busted up across the board. Why wouldn't they pull that game from the store and say, hey, can't sell it because of these reasons? So I don't know who this person is, but this is what they're reporting about Titanfall 2. Status report. Reports indicate that PC and Xbox are officially completely DDoS and unplayable. He has done it, utterly done it. The hacker known as Jinue has destroyed Titanfall 2 on all platforms. Just an update on how the situation is going. All platforms down. This is from July 12th. Today is the 13th. So this came out yesterday. So the update on Titanfall 2 is that it's broken. And that Respawn has like 2 people working on it because, bare minimum, because we have another game that requires our attention because that game makes us money. Even though we made the other game, we sold the other game, we promoted the other game, we continue selling that other game today, right now, on the store. 2 people. That's it. That's money. So I'm going to go back to the same thing that I've said before. Carlos' broken record. Here it goes. If a developer is making a game that is going to be connected to the internet, that is going to run primarily on the internet or parts of it on the internet, they need to give us an idea of how long the game is going to be available for, what's going to happen when something like this happens, and I cannot play my game because I paid money for the game. I own Titanfall 2. And if I decided that next week, if I didn't read this, and next week I wanted to go play it, I wanted to play a multiplayer match because I felt like it. Now I can't. And so I'm out half of the game that I had to pay full price for. That's not fair. That's not fair to the consumer. That's not right to people who work hard for their money and spend their money on something that they expect to be able to have access to for as long as they want to have access to it. Unless, of course, there's something that says, hey, you will only have access to this for the next 3 years, or 4 years, or 2 years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever amount of time it might be. This isn't Kickstarter where you are funding something that might happen or might not happen. This isn't a brand new platform that, could be here today and gone tomorrow. No, this is an established gaming company, a developer that is owned by EA, a company that has billions of dollars to put towards infrastructure, to put towards their games. So we're not talking about a mom and pop operation here. I'm just, again, tired of seeing this, tired of seeing developers being able to just get away with these kind of things, and that there isn't anything being done to put a stop to it or to hold them accountable for their products. Because at the end of the day, we are a consumer buying a product. You hold accountable all other companies, all other manufacturers that sell you something. There's some sort of accountability behind them. When it comes to games, there's just zero accountability. They can do whatever they want. And that's just not right. Especially now the games are going $70. $70 for a game that you might buy, and in a year from now, they might be like, it didn't work. We're just going to shut it down. Blah. Goodbye. What do you think about this latest incident with Titanfall 2? Do you agree that there should be more accountability for these game developers, for these gaming studios? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.